Not everybody, some of you, I guess. Probably interesting topics in the next room as well, I guess, which is good. So I want to speak to you about the Agile implementation challenges. And I think Agile is like this elephant where everybody looks at it a different way, right? You know the story, where they cover their eyes, everybody touches another part of the elephant and thinks it's a different thing. No, it's a rope, no, it's a wall, etc. And you see Agile implemented in many different ways. I think every company has its own Agile. Now, I'm not an Agile purist, so I think Agile should be adjusted to the business environment. But we have to be careful about that, because we may lose all the benefits of Agile if we're doing the wrong way. Yeah? So if you are compromising too much, then you lose the benefits. And then management will say, well, where are all the benefits we thought we'll get from Agile? And they're gone. So you're actually doing a V model, you call it sprint, you drop documentation, yeah? You put some stickers on the wall, and say, I'm doing Agile. I'm having daily meetings. It's excellent. It's not going to work. It's not going to help you. Yeah? So there's something eminent inside which we have to take care of. And I'm going to go through challenges, and I think some of those are the real big chunks you cannot go without if you go in Agile. It's not just testing. That's because of the Agile DNA, which is more complex. Everything is mixed, as I said in my previous beginning of the presentation. So let's talk a little bit about that. Nothing has changed in my CV. It's still the same. So I'm keen on people and ideas. I'll be, after I finish my presentation, I'll be here until 1:30. If you want to talk to me, I'll just be here, and you can approach me. Please do. Some of you did. Excellent. Yes. Make the effort. At daytime, I'm not scary. And please, just ask questions, yes? This is why I come to conferences, to talk to you. So please, anything you want to throw on me, please do. I promise to go back to you, even if it's offline or email or whatever. If you want to go offline, then say SQA days in the subject or something, and I know it's you, and we can talk, yeah? Excellent. Actually, a suggestion for you is to open a discussion group, maybe somewhere, for the SQA days, where people can throw discussions, and then we can have a very serious one with already there. Yeah, okay. So, some more bugs. This one is Mozilla Firefox. You see that required 45 megabytes, free 367 gigabytes, but don't have sufficient disk space. It's very nice, but it's beta, so let's forgive them, okay? So it's a beta. You see, this is a beta version. Another one is the messenger. You'll get spams already. There are viruses already there. And this is in Hebrew, like, please make contact with me, it's very urgent, whatever. This is September 2014, so it started, I don't know this lady. I don't know if this lady knows she's a star in these spams anyway. What else? Best secured password. Secure password. Secure printer default password is. This is excellent. It was hanging above the printer. Yeah, so very nice. It's an office bug, of course. Versus this one. You have 24 characters, whatever, that you have to put inside. You cannot copy paste. If you have OCR on your mobile, then you can take a photo and do the OCR, and it will transform into text, and you put it. But otherwise, you have to, you know, you are in character 12. You say, oh, my eyes, I have to start over, right? It happens to you in long passwords. So what else? Oh, this one is nice, from Norway. And in Norway, I went to the conference hotel, and this is a rental company. And in Norway, the extension is .no. The company name is Always. So always no. Always no is not good for your customers. You should say always yes. And coming from a Mercedes, this is really bad. Mercedes is something which says always yes. Yeah, that's marketing bug. Yeah. This one is the last one I'm going to show you. It's nice milk chocolate coated raisins, and you see this? Select asterisk from equipment table. I mean, would you eat what's inside? I'm not sure. Yeah? I'm not sure. So, about challenges, let's go on. Well, companies are moving into implementing Agile. Each has its own Agile implementation and approach. And sometimes, as I said, they just drop too many things on the way. This is something which will be released soon. It's the ISTQB Software Practices Survey. So only one slide from that is about the software development lifecycle that people are using. Multiple selections is allowed, but you see the Agile flavors are 70%, while the sequential are 53%. Now, this doesn't tell us anything now, because we need a trend. We want to see if it's growing compared to that. But I think that if you see Gartner and IDC and some others a few years back, it's growing. So Agile is here. Actually, it's here from the early 90s. 2001, Agile Manifesto, but before that, we had XP, and we had many other things. So Scrum is here from, just recent years, is very popular. Also, many of us need to do something different in Agile. Who is not a tester in the room? Yeah, but who is not a tester by origin? Yes, we can talk about this offline, I agree with you, but many are using still the word one specified person who is doing more testing than other things. And that's a profession. So there are benefits that if you drop too much, you don't get it. And then the managers are surprised. Yeah? And they shouldn't be surprised. Of course, we need to change the way we do things, and we need to change the way we think. Like the gentleman's state of mind is everything is mixed. There's no distinguished line between roles, right? That's my point, actually. So a lot of ideas, a lot of things. Maybe we switch roles because it's more efficient. Yeah. You know, the big companies like Microsoft, Google, and stuff, they are hiring testers. Well, they don't call them testers. In Microsoft is software development in test, right? Who is Microsoft here? No? So this is the change of mindset. Okay, some ideas and challenges. First, culture, roles, and process are different. So the idea is that even though a lot of Agile disciplines, well, actually frameworks, because Agile is only one discipline or approach, and there are many ways to do that. So Scrum is one, Kanban is another, XP is another, FDD, DSDM, whatever you choose. Crystal, we can go on. But things are different, and even though it is saying co-located team, we know that you coming from East Europe, the teams are distributed. And there is offshore and nearshore and whatever shore you want to pick. That means that the group is scattered, is distributed. So we need to work on that. And that means that cultures are different. Working with Indians or Chinese is so much different than working with you guys because, you know, East Europe knows better English. Well, maybe in some degrees, but Chinese, they have no English. I mean, the Indians have English. That's the British tradition. But the Chinese, they don't have English. Yeah, I was there 3 weeks ago. It's problematic, and it's new culture. You need to learn how to work with them. Of course, the process is different, very much. And if you think about the terminology, it's totally different. The first time I went to an Agile meeting, I was hearing epics and themes and dailies and retro. And I said, well, am I in the right room? You know, it's so different terminology. But if you come down and think about it, so sprint is a cycle, and an epic is a high-level requirement, and user story is a requirement, and things start to fall into place. So it's done differently. I think it's done differently, but it's more of the same. But it's done differently. That's the whole trick. It's done differently. This is how I start coaching Agile at the beginning, at least. Then when you're mature, you can move to the next level and think how we think and do these things differently, which is totally differently. So, but the beginning, I try to keep people on, let's stick to what you know and start. Yeah? That's the beginning. Discipline is higher. Now, it was believed that Agile is not disciplined. Oh, you mean this chaos has a name? It's called Agile. Oh, we do Agile. We don't document anything. We don't plan anything. You know, it's crazy. But Agile actually is more disciplined than other approaches. The amount of self-discipline on a person is higher. You need to deliver every day. You need to stand up and say what you have delivered every day. You need to commit on what to do today, every day. This requires you to be more efficient and more productive and more practical than ever. And you cannot hide. You cannot hide. You have to stand up every day and say it. So I used to be a developer, so we used to hide how we do unit test all the time. If at all, right? So you see one task on the Gantt. Yeah? It's say this API. Doesn't separate coding to unit test. It's just a blurb thing, right? Have you finished the task? Yes. Did you unit test? Of course. Okay, thank you. That's it. It's not enough. Yeah? So you have a high discipline in Agile. And the pressure is higher. You need more discipline to keep up the pressure. What else? Continuous integration and tooling. Well, this is one of the majors, I think, and continuous integration is the one thing that distinguishes a lot the Agile from the waterfall, V model, whatever, sequential incremental models. Because we are supposed to get frequent, high-quality software or product that adds value to our customers every time. And that can only be done in short bursts using continuous integration, operation, and platform, where you can have a lot of tools supporting you in many things you do. You have your regression done by automation. You have your unit test done daily by your build server, and stuff like that. You have your deployment tools. You have tools to fastly do your performance or security testing, because you work in short bursts of delivering. And we know Google now has a 1-week delivery cycle, and they talk about daily now. So, of course, some products cannot work Agile. I have a friend, Dr. Lawrence Day. He's a technical fellow at Boeing. So it's the highest degree you can get on a technical level. It's like senior, executive, whatever. Retired, I should say. And I asked him, look, he was speaking about Agile code review. So, well, looking at your Gantt, Lawrence, I see that you, 1.5 years from now, 2nd of April 2017 at noon, you're going to have a review. How can you know that? I mean, I don't know what will happen next week or next month. How do you know in 2 years you're going to have a review at lunchtime? I mean, this is ridiculous. And it's a good point. Let me think about it. And he came back to me and said, Alan, we need to know. So what do you mean you need to know? He said, well, given the task we have, 5,000 something engineers working to produce an airplane, which is a mission critical and people can die, we need to know. I said, I get it. Okay. Never do Agile in planes. So if you got a free ticket with an Agile produced plane around the world. Yeah, nobody will take that ticket, right? There are some products you don't do agile. Yeah? This is now. Maybe in 5 years we'll be speaking differently. But there's a lot of talk in the market about how agile scale, right? A lot of talks, and the safe methodology and whatever Nexus or agility path and all the things that we hear today, how to scale agile, out there, but not really going so well as we speak. There are trials. So scaling and agile benefits come a lot from continuous integration. If you add DevOps today to that, they call it now continuous delivery and stuff like that. But a lot of tooling is there as well. So fast iterations, high quality. Now, this is like a contradiction in terms. You know, like going fast with high quality. We were taught that if you want to go with high quality, you should go slower. Right? We were brought like that. Yeah? The idea is more like what should be your main driver and focus in the project. If you go very fast, you can't spend a lot of time on defect backlog from production, because that will drop your efficiency a lot. You can't. So in order to go fast, you need to keep a high quality now. Yeah? When I was training a group of Microsoft engineers, one of the guys said to me, we treat our test automation, so our test automation code is like our production code. I said, what do you mean, Matthew? And he said, well, we unit test our test automation, we integration test our test automation, we system test our test automation, and we have documentation our test automation. I said, why? He said, well, our test automation is going to live until we have a new release. That can be in a year, that can be 2 years, that can be half a year, that can be next week. We don't know. But as long as the production code is stable, the test automation is stable parallel to that. It's two lines that should go together and with the same quality. We don't want to ask ourselves, is the bug coming from our test automation or from production code? We don't. And he's right. Now, that's Microsoft. They can do a lot. They have a lot of budget. But we should aim to do fast delivery with high quality. This is what we should intend to. So the only way to run fast is with high quality. You can quote that. The only way to run fast is with high quality. That's agility. That's business agility. What else? Self-managed cross-functional team. Well, that's important. In Agile, we are told we are not to have any managers. Well, in big operations, it's not feasible, I think. And still, someone read the Spotify story? Well, go and Google it and read the Spotify story. But they have this operation of running Agile with tribes and guilds and squads. And the uniqueness is that they use cross-team forums, which are called guilds. So the test manager is still there. He's running the testing guild. And the development manager for Android is still there. He's running the Android guild, and so on and so forth. You need people to be the glue of developing professionalism within the groups, which is gone if you drop that. So, and cross-functional means that you are mastering one topic, but you also learn from others all the rest. So I may be focusing on testing, more end-to-end customer experience, whatever I do, but still I have to know a little bit about developing, a little about scripting, a little about project management, a little bit about many things. So the investment the team members are doing is actually allocating some of the time to train others in the team. And that should come natural. And that's the job of the Scrum Master, actually, to enforce that and to bring it to life and to see it happening, because every hour you spend as a developer with a tester means the tester will ask less questions later on, will know to do better bug isolation later on, or wherever. Yeah? So that's a well invested time, and that's important. So this is done differently than regular projects. Another thing is about high-level managers' perception. Now, I drew them as robots, not related to robot outside. But because many times I saw companies where management threw Agile on engineering, but they kept doing what they still doing. You know, the time, the scope, the money. So everything is, if you think of the equation, right? So we have time, we have budget, we have scope, we have quality. 4 angles. Now management comes to share time. Oh, 2nd of February you deliver. About the scope, well, this is what I promised the customers, and the marketing is saying we need to segment that, and this is it. Budget is the number of people. You're not going to change the number of people. This is the team, that's it. Maybe we fire one, we don't know. Yeah? So what's left to play with? Quality. This is what we had in the back all days, right? In Agile, the focus should be different. So the team is still the team. We want to deliver after 4 sprints, so the time is there. Quality. The only way to run fast is with high quality, right? So quality is important for us. So now we are playing with scope, which is a shift in our operational team, but many times management didn't change. They didn't switch into scope flexibility. They are stuck with quality flexibility. They are stuck with constant time, budget, and scope. And that's a transition phase that management need to do. And it takes time. And it takes awareness, which I think mostly is not there. And then they shout, why don't we have benefits of Agile? So this is it. This is about learning new things. When you are a tester, who is working Agile today? Oh, great. Good. More than half. So in Agile, many times you are the only tester in the team. Well, so-called tester, professional tester in the team. Sometimes 2. How do you get new ideas in testing? How do you get more techniques in testing? Because all surrounding you are developers, technical people, maybe. So this is a problem we need to do. We need to learn a new thing that helps us in testing every day. Well, I can switch testing to development as well. Everybody on the team needs to learn a new thing every day. How to do better every day. By the end of the day, before you go home, think, did I learn something new? Write it down. I didn't. Oh, tomorrow I have to learn 2 things. Yeah? 1 thing every day. Just keep a log of it, and later on drop it, because it's the beginning it's artificial, because you make yourself in this mood of learning things. Yeah? And that's important. And of course, this is the scary part for testers. I think we have a barrier in our mind that prevents us from learning how to program. That we don't like to get into the world of programming. And I see many testers like that. They are scared to cross the lines. They are scared to learn how to program. My message to you, if you are like that, don't be so scared. Really. Because the trend is also growing. The trend is growing. In 5 years, a lot more programming skills will be demanded in Agile projects from testers. Maybe you start small. Maybe you start with a scripting language. Maybe you start with Perl or TKLTK or whatever tool you have, like Ruby or Python or some tools like that, where you can do an easy way of going into programming. But do that. For your own personal development, do that. You'll be more versatile to the company. You'll be able to add value more. Even today, what happens if I have a big log file and I want to dissect it? It's 1 gigabyte. Am I going to scroll or search or whatever? This is not efficient. I want to write a short program to do that. And I don't need developers for that. I need to do it myself. I need to be able to do it myself. I want to do a quick data entry on the UI. Why should I need a developer to help me? I need to be able to do that myself. Yeah? Even today without Agile. If you're not in Agile, you have to do it. So just learn a few things that will help you and start programming. I think you can, with a little bit of programming skills, you can open a code with a developer and see how he's testing and help out. Why not? How do you test loops? How many of you have ISTQB Foundation or Advanced? Okay, in the course you learn white box techniques. If you know a little bit programming, you can help out doing testing on the lowest level. That's excellent. Yeah? So this is a trend, and it's one of the challenges, the biggest challenges for testers, I think. Today, it will come even bigger in the future. Before we finish, as you know me, I like these video things, not to judge situation and people too early. Oh, and not to switch slides too early.
Hey, kid. You got to get down. Come on.
Okay.
AmeriQuest Mortgage, proud sponsor of the NFL.
Right. So we take a snapshot of things and we assume. We judge too quickly. So don't judge too quickly. To summarize things, so new approaches are coming. Agile is important. It's in our life, it's not going to run away. Problems and the challenges head on, like we say. Yeah? Don't run away from those. We are needed to work differently. We need to think differently. We need to act differently. We need to know more tools. We need to work in a more technical environment. Be more technical as much as you can. Take some technical courses. Start to program if you can. Adapt. Learn new things. And we need to get the position of testing in the team. Be a testing advocate. Check that all the tasks are there from testing point of view. Help and support the team, not forgetting things in testing, right? Don't forget the NFT, the non-functional testing, which not necessarily are written as requirements, especially not in Agile. Didn't see a lot of Agile requirements for non-functional and people who write those in user stories. Knowing challenges is one side of solving the problem. And of course, we should help us prepare, learn, and adapt. And of course, as test managers, we have to adapt to start being more a coach than a manager, to be more a mentor, to help people out do their best job. Now, is that a change? I think not. How a test manager is evaluated by how his team is performing, right? So it's just a little shift. If you want your team to perform, you have to go to everyone, understand what they do, and how they can improve. This is not Agile. This is just, I don't know, simple reason. Yeah? Just help your team members perform better. And forget about being your boss. Yeah? Just help them do better. Lead, be a mentor, and everything will fall into place, I hope. And don't judge too quickly, of course. Yeah? And you saw that before, and I leave you with that. Thank you very much. Any questions, maybe?
Any questions? Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions how to help managers with this switch from quality to scope to not be fixed?
You mean how to help managers to transform?
Yeah.
Well, my first guts answer to you is careful. Obviously. But I think that the problem for managers to shift is that, well, first they have contracts now which they included scope, time, and budget and stuff. So, and now we move to Agile. So you can't promise a customer, I mean management, cannot promise a customer, look, we will do all our best to give you this feature, but we don't promise. It's a problem. The contract is saying expectation is there. So first you have to clear out those contracts and have management understand, work with them as engineering, that we know we have this and that contract, but after that we move into a different way of doing things. The second of all is that there's a trade-off. So we might be not delivering 1 or 2 features, but we start to deliver more frequently. So management needs to set expectations where customers, that this is a trade-off that they understand and their value. And to check that the customers understand that and are willing to sign contracts now with that in mind. So you're now getting 3 times a year delivery instead of 1 or 2, so it's more delivery. You can make money from those APIs given to you or your software more quickly, but sometimes it will demand 1 or 2 features to go away to the next phase. So it's a process. It's an evolution with management and not a revolution. It cannot happen in one day. That's carefully. Hey, any more? Come on, speak up. Yes. The man in the back.
What do you think about mixing approaches like Scrum and Waterfall?
Okay, we call it Water Scrum. Well, usually when we say Water Scrum is with a bad negative aspect, because it's like people have moved into 3 weeks sprint, but within each sprint they do waterfall. So you just lose all the benefits of Agile. But I want to direct you all to read about the W model. The W model is going like this, where under these 2 lines inside the real W, the zigzag here, is the Agile. And everything before and after is done V model. So you should read about the W model in Agile and how to do independent testing. It's like taking the engine of the Scrum sprint and putting it in the center of your doing in the V model. So that model I know exists, and some big projects enjoy from that way of doing things, methodology. It can be done, but it depends how you do it. Okay? Yes, good question.